Yo, welcome back to the Diaries, episode 9. So, just a quick update this week. Just want to run through just the current state of the relaunch of the coaching program. So, if you watch all the videos, you'll know that we've been hosting a 3-day challenge where at the end of the 3 days, we basically open up spots for the coaching program. And as I want to try and be as transparent as possible, and maybe I'll regret this later on down the line, but I'll show you the cash we've got, and we'll show you behind the scenes of the funnels and how much money we're actually making. So we sold the offer this month for 1K, so it was like 997, and so far we launched it a couple of days ago, and so far we've made 12.7 grand, I believe. If we open this up, there's I believe 10 full pays and 7 payment plans. So that's going to be like another 6 times 7, which is 36, another 3,600 maybe. I think overall we've made 17 sales, right? So it should be around 17K in total sales that we've made, making sure that all the payment plans come in. And then we've also had someone paying full on PayPal, so that's like another grand. So, whatever it is, we've made about 17, 18 grand so far, about 14K cash collected, which is okay. It's not the best result, but I think over the next couple of days, the deadline for people to join is on Wednesday. So I'm hoping anyway, I don't know if we'll hit this number, but I'm hoping we'll hopefully hit at least double. I would love to get at least, 30 people in. I think, so we've got 18 so far if you take in the PayPal payment. So, 12 more people before Wednesday, I think is doable. But the challenge was really good. And one of the reasons why challenges work so well is because you provide so much value up front and you create such a connection with your audience that when you come to sell and pitch, like the energy is so different. On a webinar, it's not all the time. Well, it's interesting actually. So the first webinar that we did when we first launched the coaching program, it was very positive. And one of the reasons why it was very positive is because we didn't have everyone chatting with each other in the chat. So people were chatting and putting comments in the chat, but it was only for us to see. And pretty much every single comment through that whole webinar was positive. The second time we did the webinar, we enabled the chat and people were able to see each other's comments. And when we got to the sell, there was actually quite a few negative comments in there, and that's normal, but it was interesting just having one person posting the negative comment made another person and another person, and it felt made people feel more comfortable sharing negativity because they saw other people do it. But when we did the webinar by itself and the chat wasn't enabled, there was literally no negative comments because I suppose the negative people who felt negative about it didn't feel like their comment would be seen by anyone. So therefore, they didn't feel any need to actually put it in there, which was interesting. So the energy on the second webinar that we did a few months ago, it wasn't great during the sell because people was complaining about the price. Then they were complaining that they didn't learn anything, blah, 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 right? The usual, negative energy that people give out on webinars. But during the challenge, we honestly didn't all we did was put the webinar content and we spread it over 3 days and then just did a bit more detail around some of the stuff. But it was honestly pretty much identical content. We had some past students come out and they spoke for maybe 5-10 minutes. So that's really what's made up the 3 days of the content. But it was the same content, but just because it was spread over 3 days, just because these people spent more time with us, the energy was completely different and they were very thankful, and we've not had one negative comment. During the 3 days or the third day, we did disable the chat so other people couldn't see each other's comments, which obviously helped. But then even we have a Facebook group. We got 1,700 people inside the Facebook group from the challenge, and everything in there is generally pretty positive. No one's really posted in there. Some people have said oh, I would love to join the program, but I can't afford it. But no one's been oh, this was just a whole plot to sell as a coaching program, right? Which was kind of what people were saying on the webinar. So it was interesting because it just creates that connection with the audience. So we'll see. I'm hoping that before Wednesday, we will close more people. And we are actually, we've got a ton of stuff coming on actually. So We're hosting a momentum session today as I film this in a few hours' time, where we're basically saying like, hey guys, we don't want you to lose momentum for the 3-day challenge. We're hosting a bonus session. And on the bonus session, we're going to give more value. We're going to teach. We're going to show them like how they can take the learnings from the 3-day challenge and continue to implement it in the future. And then also we're going to then obviously give them the option to join the coaching program again. So hopefully we should see a few spike in sales tonight when we do that bonus session. And then the deadline will be Wednesday. And then just to recoup some extra sales, what we're also doing is we're hosting a webinar on Wednesday, the night of the deadline. And basically the angle on that is we basically emailed the list, and we'll obviously post it on social as well, where we're basically going to say, hey, I know some of you couldn't dedicate the time to watch the 3 days of the challenge. We know some of you didn't register because you couldn't commit 3 days, and we get it, right, because life is busy. So what we've done, the 3-day challenge was a massive success. So what we've done is taken the best learnings and the stuff that had the most impact during the 3 days, and we've distilled like 6 to 7 hours worth of content and put it into a 90-minute training, which we're going to be hosting on Wednesday. Like if you want to get access to that 90 minutes, because I know you can't dedicate the 3 days, then register. So we're already getting people registered for that. You can see here on the screen, actually, this is the webinar funnel. So you can see we've had like 143 people register for that already. We posted, was it yesterday? I think it was. We basically emailed, and this is going to be a bit technical, but we emailed everyone who was on the email list, but they didn't register for the challenge. We messaged them that messaging, which I just talked about. So we're going to try and get everyone who didn't register for the challenge to register for the webinar, and we're going to pitch the coaching program. And then for everyone who did register for the challenge, we're hopefully getting them on the bonus session tonight. And then obviously we're just going to be sending them the replays and stuff of the challenge over the next couple of days, and obviously the sales page to the coaching program as well. So that's the plan of attack. We'll see how it goes. But the whole sales process felt really good this time. And even the people that didn't buy, I think we created massive goodwill with the audience. And I think, again, with the long-term lens, looking at it, okay, maybe we didn't make, all the sales this time, but we've taken a group, about 3,000 people registered for the challenge. 1,700 people are inside the Facebook group. We had like 500 people attend live throughout the whole 3 days. And we had like 500 to 700 people like watch the replay. Whether they watched the replay in full, I don't know. But anyway, the point is that we've taken, maybe 1,000 people from, consuming some content on social media, not really having much of a connection with us. And we've just turned them into like super fans, because like the amount of positivity that we're getting after doing the 3-day challenge is pretty cool. And it's all because we give them so much value. So, okay, maybe they're not going to join today, but I'm sure some of them will join in the future when they get the money together or when the time is right. But then also just like, they're probably going to go and tell some of their friends, like, hey, I did this 3-day challenge with this person and it was pretty fucking cool. Like, I learned a lot. And it's just like building that. It's like intangible. Like, you can't be like, oh yeah, we built goodwill and trust and authority with these people, and that rippled effect onto these people. Like, you can't track that on a spreadsheet. You can only track, obviously, the money. But I think if we continue to do stuff like this over and over and over again, we'll create such goodwill and momentum that, we'll convert so many more people, and like organically, people will start coming to the business and buying because, people are talking about us. So yeah, that's what I'm super excited for. So obviously next week, I'll give you a further update. I'll have all the final numbers. I'm hoping we'll at least do a 20K cash collected. I'd love to get it up closer to 30. I would love to get over 30 people to buy at least anyway. Obviously, probably half will be on a payment plan. So it might not be, 30 sales won't equal 30K, but I think that would be a really good number, because we've effectively, since we launched a couple of months ago, we've doubled the price. So it feels a bit bad right now because we're not getting as many sales as we had when we first launched, but the price has doubled. So, it is what it is. But yeah, if we can get over 30 people, I would feel satisfied. Not maybe super happy, but I would feel satisfied with that. So that's the goal, and I'll keep you updated on it next week.